will be all. If you want to do it, you can.
We should. I think we should, and then we can go in. We can have a sandwich or something. We can sit down for a bit. We won't use all our time on this, but I don't think it'll take us more than 30 minutes to go through and just pull those things off.
So you know how to do it usually?
No, I do not. But first, how long do we want it to be? Or do we just de-sheath it and then we decide how long we want it later?
Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of the Urban Homesteading channel from the set. From the shop. From the set we're making into a shop.
Yeah.
If today is the first time that you're visiting with us, we want to extend to you a very warm welcome and invite you to view any of our over 500 videos arranged for your convenience in playlists, as we are confident you're going to find something both entertaining and useful. If you've been here before but you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Do subscribe. If today is your birthday, we want to wish you a very happy birthday. Alright friends, as you remember last week, we did the rough wiring on the set as we're transforming into a shop. And this week, we plan to do the finished wiring. So stick around and we're going to show you step by step how you can install switches or receptacles to your space, regardless if it is a shop like ours, your house, an extension, whatever, is the same process. So stick around and we're going to go step by step. So it looks we forgot to cut this piece of paper last time, but that's okay. We're going to cut it now. And the next step is to strip the wire. And my favorite tool for doing this is this device here. And you simply take it. I don't know if it is visible here.
Yep.
And do you see how nice that is?
Yeah. Comes right off.
So again, one more time. Is it visible?
Yeah.
And then you squeeze, and there it is. It's a perfect removal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a couple of interesting things. In our case, we know, you don't always know, but we know that this is the supply of the electricity, and this is going to our light when we're going to eventually put it.
Because of the way we wired it, and we know where we started from the fuse box and where we ended up.
And that can be sometimes important if you're trying to run another run of wire from the same receptacle. And there are ways to do it. They are a little beyond our video today, but there are ways to do it. So the next thing we have to do is we need to locate our switch. And once we located our switch, we're going to be right back with you. We did show you this inexpensive tool last week, and this week we're going to use it to make the beds we need to attach our wiring. So simply you put the cable in the holes. I don't know how visible that is it?
Yeah.
And then you rotate, and you have a very nice...
Wow, how'd that come out of there? You put it in the hole and then it came out.
Yeah, that's how it works. Even when you do it wrong the first time, it's still salvageable. All right, now this, I made a mistake, that's okay. This specific thing is not a receptacle, so we only need the black wires to attach to the switch, not the white. The white actually is going to attach to itself.
Okay.
So again, we didn't need that, that's okay, we're going to do it. You can actually have either the black or the white attached to the switch and it will work. But for safety, you want to put the black, because then when the switch is in off position, there is no power going to the switch. If you do the white, then the switch will operate. In other words, the light will come on and off, but we are cutting the return off, which means that the black is always live. No, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So it is preferable to do the black when you're doing a switch. Switches have an up and down position, and usually somewhere on the switch, and I don't think this will be visible, but it says on there. I don't know if it's visible or not.
Yeah, and this light is not really.
Okay, but and if
know
you
it's
put it
there.
that way, it will operate, but it will be the opposite. You know, on will be off and off will be on.
Counterintuitive.
I don't like this. This is too long, so I'm going to cut it. See
Okay.
how you don't want all that to sew.
Mm-hmm.
So it's okay if you make a mistake to come back and correct it. Don't be afraid of that. Again, this ended up being much longer than I wanted it to be. So now we're going to cut it. And we're going to use our super duper tool again. All right. Now where's my switch? There it is. And again, this switch only has it on raised letters on the switch itself, so it is not the easiest to see. I did that incorrectly again. You need to have the loop in a way that as you tighten it, it closes the loop, not opens it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And then you tighten it. And then you do the same on the bottom. Now on a switch, that's all you need to wire. You don't need to do anything else. We need to use wire nuts now to attach the whatever we're not going to connect to a switch or a receptacle. We're going to also show you a receptacle. It's slightly different. So what you want to do, again, I'll probably cut it because I don't really need to have those. Sorry. I will straighten that, I don't have enough. I got overjealous and I wasn't paying attention to what.
Overjealous or overzealous?
Overjealous.
Very jealous.
I don't think it makes a difference. So always when you do electrical work, you go color to color, same color to same color, right? So you go white to white and black to black. And the key here is to have a helper to cut your,
Your
Stray
option-
bits.
yeah.
your option.
No, that's not the key, of course, I'm joking. The key is to have someone else doing it for you.
And now, what are you doing?
Now I'm trying, clearly with not much success, to twist
Twist.
Twist that one.
that one. I should have done it first. It would have been easier, but who wants easy when you can do difficult, right?
Challenging.
And you want it that way, you see?
I see.
And then you take your
Nut.
nut
Wire nut.
and you twist it until it doesn't twist anymore. At some point it will stop. And there it is. See?
There you have it.
Oh, I was like, I'm missing a ground. It's the same process on the ground.
So I noticed that the grounds don't have like a plastic sheathing on them.
Right?
Why would that be?
Because they don't carry power.
I see. But you need to tuck them into bed with their protective cover just in case, right? If you're not using it, you have to put a nut
Well,
on.
technically, no. But I do. I mean, if you leave it like this when you finish, it is fine. I mean, it's okay. I just cannot do it right. Do we have the power one? Okay, we need a plate. Did you buy a plate for this? So now we're going to put a plate on. And these last 3 episodes have all been about electric. That was not intentional, it just happened to be that way. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I was really saying, let me hold those for you.
That's okay. I think it's okay at least. All right. Now we do know that there is no power in these receptacles, but if you do that, you need to ensure that there is no power, right? I mean, if it's an
Right.
existing installation.
And also, if you're using these plastic plates like we have, and you know they're inexpensive, but they're very functional. Just make sure not to tighten the screws or
Well,
the
just
bolts
enough
too-
that it doesn't fall off. Just,
Right, because if you go too much, it may crack.
It will crack.
Yep.
All right, now we're also going to wire a receptacle because it is a little different. But then we're not going to show you everything else because once you know this, you know everything else, right? So this switch now, if we had power, will activate our light, right?
But it doesn't because the electricity's not
And
connected
we
yet.
also don't
Right.
have a light.
No, but we can check, if we want to check if it works, we can bring a continuity tester and turn the switch on and off and that should switch it.
Yeah.
So if you start that and you want to test it before you power it, that's a way to do it, right? And we might show you that. All right, let's find the most, should we do the one on top there or which will be the easiest to
Oh,
show?
we do the one just below this.
Yeah, but that is high, that's what I'm saying. What will be the easiest to record? So which way you think we should? We'll go this way, right? So they need to be down.
Yeah.
Yes?
So this part of the process is pretty
Boring.
similar, right, to what we did before. You have to curl the ends of the white and the black.
And you remember for the switches, the receptacles, black goes to the brass and white goes to the silver. But I don't see my screwdriver. I thought I brought everything here.
No, give me just a second.
Oh, we need to do that as well.
Entertainment while we're doing our wiring.
They'll sleep good tonight, won't they?
Where'd they go?
cables are very hard because we use
The 12 gauge.
the gauge that will allow us to run a lot of heavy equipment. You don't have to do that again, right? Like in your house, you will have a softer cable, which will make the process a little easier. Okay. And if you want me to cut any more of this? Do you have a little more cable out? Okay.
So right now we've got the 2 lights on the same side of the outlet, and you're getting ready to put the second black one on,
Right.
the opposite side, and you did 1 each on each side just to make it a little bit easier.
And it's not critical, but I prefer to keep the same run on the same. Like, so we have the output on the bottom and the input on the top. And it is not critical if it is bottom or top, and it's not critical to have it this way. I just think it's neater and it keeps things more, what do you want to say, organized or
Streamlined,
Yeah.
recognizable.
And once we finish, we will show you. Now some people, and I've not decided on that, but some people also like to use electrical tape over them. So when you try to move the thing accidentally, you don't touch it if it is live. And I may come back and do that, I don't know.
Okay.
Alright, let me see. Does that have a ground? Yeah, so we need,
Here's the 2 grounds.
I don't want to pigtail. Might have to do that.
Would the pliers be helpful to you in that?
Probably.
Can you have that right now?
But it would make too much sense.
Oh,
Technically, you cannot put 2 grounds on there.
on the
As well.
grounding screw there.
Right.
So,
So
you're twisting the 2 wires together, and then you'll loop 1 around.
yeah, that's the plan.
Okay.
All right. Which direction you want?
Doesn't matter. It goes right here, right?
Yes, on the green screw. Or in this one, doesn't look very green, but it is supposed
Sorry
to be
for the
green.
shaky camera work. We're getting attacked by the flying creatures out here.
I think we need to loosen it a little bit
Okay.
because it won't go over the screw.
Right.
How much is a little bit?
Well, wide enough to go over the screw, I guess.
And again, folks, you see us struggling here because of the
Gauge.
gauge of the wire. It is not necessary. If it was not a soap, we would not have this gauge wire, but you want to push that
Give
more
me that.
down? I think it would be harder this way. The other way was probably making more sense because you have a lot of thickness here that will not allow you.
Okay, well, either way, it doesn't really want to go the direction I want it to go. To get it in there. Yeah, I think it's not quite long enough. We could,
It has to work,
I know it has to work.
so it will work.
Okay.
So can you move the second grounding wire down any to get it out of the way?
I
I
don't
think
know.
that's what's obstructing it right now.
I really don't know right now. I cannot see very well. Where is the pliers?
You don't have any needle nose?
I don't know.
Yeah, they're out there.
I see.
I can go get some.
Well, it would make it a little easier, but it's up to you guys.
Okay, I'll just do it a different way on the rest of them, but with
So
the
you
hole
now
in
have-
bottom.
All of them on, all 4 of the live wires,
Yeah.
plus the grounding wire, and you're now putting it into the receptacle.
2 in silver, 1 in the ground, and brass is the 2 blacks.
Okay.
It's not lined up. Okay. I think that's lined up. Nope. Now. Just a little bit. Now we gotta push this one in.
Okay, we don't need to hold it. Now here, drywall, these will rest on the drywall, right? Okay. Again, the important thing is that's the correct orientation. Don't put them upside down, right?
Yep.
And this only has one little screw. And I think for the remainder of them, I will make it easier on ourselves, and I'm going to change the process a little bit. You have the longest. All right. With
So
the
you
hole
now
in
have
bottom.
all of them on, all 4 of the live wires,
Yeah.
plus the grounding wire, and you're now putting it into the receptacle.
2 in silver, 1 in the ground, and brass is the 2 blacks.
Okay.
It's not lined up. Okay. I think that's lined up. Nope. Now. Just a little bit. Now we gotta push this one in.
Okay, we don't need to hold it. Now here, drywall, these will rest on the drywall, right? Okay. Again, the important thing is that's the correct orientation. Don't put them upside down, right?
Yep.
And this only has one little screw. And I think for the remainder of them, I will make it easier on ourselves, and I'm going to change the process a little bit. You have the longest. All right. So since we experience a lot of difficulty, we don't want to take that much time to wire one outlet, right? So what I decided to do is to unsheath more of each cable, which makes it a little more pliable, right? Does it make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to do this, and here we have quite a lot of cable. Probably we don't need that much, right?
Wire. Yeah.
Wire. And we also need to do the what you call it, the neutral better.
The grounding wire.
There are some wire nuts that are designed for that, and they have a hole in the middle, so you twist 2 together like we did, but then you put a nut through, and that makes it easier.
Okay.
All right, so let's we'll show you a couple of improvements we made in our process. The difficulties we had putting specifically the neutral cable, right, the ground, not the neutral, sorry. I decided to go MacGyver on this. You know, I know that they make specific wire nuts for grounds, and the idea is that you can pass one through, connect the two by twisting them, and not having the problems we had before. So we don't have those, and we don't have time to wait on Amazon to deliver them today. So guess what? We have a drill bit, and we have the standard ones, and that's what we did, guys. You know.
Okay.
And here's the idea. As you can see, we have the two twisted cables here and only one coming through here. We have a very secure, positive connection that we're not concerned about. And this is an idea. Again, you can buy those. You don't have to make your own, but it's the same idea. You just buy it with a hole and you pay extra because of the hole. You know, you pay more to get something with less material.
Less, yeah.
But in any case, that should make our experience easier.
Okay.
We hope. Well, we're going to wire this one and then we're going to go from that point forward. So we also made the length of the cables a little longer. Actually what we did, what we did is we took the sheathing down more, so we don't have the thick 3 cable bundle we have to worry about as much. And that should make it a little easier for us to do the wiring. Go just until you're on the other side. You don't go past that to make the loop-de-doop. And that might be slightly long, but that's okay, I think. Yeah, they cannot, that's...
So white to the silver, brass to black.
Right. I think that's too close, and it is more close than the width of the screw. What do you think? Again, I might come back and put electric tape around it. I've never done it before, but I think it's a decent idea. What do you guys think?
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I've never done it, but that doesn't mean it's not a good idea because I've never done it. By the way, it is against code to put 2 grounds on the same screw. So if you make an addition and do your own electrical and you do that, your inspector will fail you. You cannot do that. What we did here is code with the not going through.
I just want to point out the tool that we're using right here, or that the missus is using right here, is some really fine, small needle nose pliers to help to wrap and bring the wire together. as you're getting it onto the side post there.
And if you have GFCI protection, either on the fuse box or through an outlet, and your grounding is not good, it's going to trip the outlet. So you know.
But
You know,
that's what it's supposed to do first.
Right, yeah, that will
But if
tell
you see it tripping, that could tell you that you don't have good grounding.
Wait to put some music there, or you have any questions that we can answer?
I mean, it's pretty straightforward so far.
Yeah, but we have periods of
Yeah.
silence.
Just rattling around. We need some chit chat, that's what you're saying. Trademark
It is
banter.
video and audio.
Trademark banter.
Sure. You probably need to use the thingy, sweetie, to make the loop-de-doo.
Is it too long?
It's
It's a little long, yeah, but
quite long.
it will go in. No innuendo there. No, love, you cannot do that. You have to stay, otherwise you will have problems with the screw. You need to stay on towards the end when you bend it.
So is it a good idea to snip off some of the length at this point so that it's going to bend closer to the nut?
I did these short, no problem.
Right.
I'm gonna do this long with a problem if I'm way out here, because then I'll have all of
Right.
this sticking out straight.
Okay, so then you've got the wire cutters there with you. Let's take off some of that length.
Is this?
No.
No.
Those over there.
Yes, any of this.
Either one of those.
When you wire, leaving extra cable is a good idea because you cannot lengthen it, right?
Right.
But when you actually doing the receptacles, extra cable actually causes you grief.
Yeah, because there's only so much space inside that box and you have to jam everything in there.
And they do make boxes that are more fitted for this gauge, but I'm cheap. I bought the cheaper boxes. But I'm not too cheap because they also make narrower boxes and less deep boxes.
So by adjusting that loop a little bit with those pliers, that made it go over quite a bit easier. It's just getting it locked into place there
Well, that screw is actually smaller
than the others.
than the other screw, so that makes it a little harder.
A little challenging. And again, having the more fine nose pliers there makes it easier to get into that space and do what you need to do.
Of course, because we don't have drywall, we do have the option here to actually pull the wire from the back. That will make it harder down the road if we need to remove them for some reason. Do we know where the thing is?
Right there on the tip, right on the edge.
Right by
Right
the
by
cup.
your cup.
Right by the blue cup on the left-hand side.
Your cup.
No.
Right there in front of you.
Right there
Right
in
on
the
the
pocket.
edge.
That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the drill. All right. One more done, 8 more to go. In any case, those small adjustments we made did make the process easier, right? So, again, part of the problem we had was because we were actually using cable that is thicker than you would normally do. And this is not one we bought here. I'm just lost my train of thought.
Yeah, I know. Get back on point here.
So let's see, let's check show you a way to check the switch without having it powered, and we'll be, okay, and here we are on a switch, and we want to test it. And we do test it with a continuity meter. I hope you can hear it now, right?
Ready?
I think it turned itself off.
All right, turn it all the way off and then put it back in continuity.
Okay. So you hear that. We hear that. And then,
So this test our switch, and by the way, that's the easiest way and the most inexpensive way to test the switch at your house if your switch is not working or you suspect it's not working, right?
okay.
And what we do, this is exactly what the switch does, right? It opens the circuit between those two screws. So when the switch is open, which means in the on position, you should have continuity. And when the switch is closed, which means in the open position, does it make a lot of sense? Then you will not have continuity and you notice the beeping stopped. So that was an easy tip on how to test your switches. All right, folks? Well, folks, this concludes another episode of the Urban Homesteading channel. And we hope you enjoyed our tips, tricks, and also our struggles in trying to make this work. From the garage wizard, not the garage wizard, god dang it.
Who are you?
Who are you?
I don't know.
Identity crisis.
I have an identity crisis. So,
Oh, my favorite word too.
nice bloopers, huh? No,
Yeah.
no bloopers. We just leave it all in. We
Just
don't
keep
have-
going.
Yeah.
Power through.
Keep going and hope for
Alright.
the best, right? So if you did enjoy this episode and enjoy our channel, we ask that you give us a thumbs up. If you didn't, the other button works as well. Share, like, subscribe, and let us know what you would like to see in this channel in the future. From the Urban Homesteading Wizard, Mrs. Wizard, Elpida, and the Urban Homesteading channel, we bid you a great week and we're going to see you soon. Farewell, friends.